Hi everyone. So today is 24 weeks. My 24-week pregnancy update. Today was a good day. My daughter graduated from kindergarten, so yeah, it was a little bit emotional. So an overview of this past week since I saw you guys last. There's not really a whole lot of change. I've had a few new symptoms show up. I had some heartburn for the first time this pregnancy. It was really bad, and I couldn't figure out why it would just like suddenly appear. And then I realized that I had been eating sugar. And I don't normally eat a lot of sugar, but there was Fudgio was on sale at the store, and so I had some cookies, and each night that I had cookies, it was like OMG. Like my throat was just burning, and so I stopped doing that, and it hasn't come back. Even with eating like 5 oranges a day, because that's still my craving. Oranges and cherries. Food intake in general, I've noticed that I can't, having a hard time eating the amount that I used to eat. Like I used to eat kind of 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, and I'm having to eat more like 5 meals a day and a couple snacks, because I'm only able to eat about half of what I normally would, and then I'm just super duper full. And I find that if I even try to go over that slightly full feeling, like I feel sick and my tummy hurts, so I'm just not trying anymore. I've been pretty tired this week too, and I don't know if that's because of work or because of the pregnancy, because so in Canada, I'm sure most everyone knows that we get a year of maternity/parental benefits. However, I'm self-employed, so I don't get those because it's not worth it for me to pay into EI to get that 55% when I can make a full-time income doing about 4 hours a day. So I'm trying to save up as much money as possible right now so that I can take about a month off after the baby's born. And my husband's taking the first month off as well, so he's going to use his parental benefits. But yeah, I don't get any. So I've been working lots, and I'm quite tired from it, because I've been working at night, which is maybe stupid of me. But like this morning, I was up at 5 a.m. to work. Yeah, it's not been fun. Weight gain, I am up a pound this week, so I have gained a total of 5 pounds this whole pregnancy, which is okay. So I'm entering the 3rd trimester, and things that I'm kind of looking forward to are baby hiccups, because I haven't really had any yet, and yeah, just getting a little bigger. I'm still not really showing a whole lot. I've had some people ask like when I was due. I think I've had 2 people ask when I was due. What up? And so yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that stage when it's like, yay, belly. But yeah, definitely showing less this time than I was with my daughter. And I don't know if it's just the sit-ups I did in between, or if it's that it's another, like a different sex, or if it's just the amount of time between the 2 kids, like the 6 years difference that's affecting how fast I show. So I said last week that I would talk about why we chose a midwife. We had an OB with our last birth, and it was fine. I had an unmedicated birth, which was my goal. But I wasn't really happy with the model of care. I do want to preface this by saying that I love my doctor. My doctors. I love my family doc, and I love my OB. They're both fabulous guys, and they're really professional and really good at what they do and really dedicated to their patients. But I was a little frustrated because you're not guaranteed your OB here. So when you go into the hospital, it's whoever is on call. And it could be, you have about a 1 in 14 chance of getting your doctor. And I didn't get my doctor. I got this doctor who she had a very different view of what constituted a good birth than I did. I really wanted to do the unmedicated birth, and she was all for getting me in and out of there as fast as possible. and I wasn't really a fan of that. And I felt like I had to do a lot of my birth kind of advocating, but like really strongly advocating, because it was like, I think part of it is that I was 21 when I had Elodie, and so I think she just assumed that I either didn't care or didn't know what I was talking about, and so I felt like I had to really argue a lot for getting the treatment that I thought I deserved. And I think that's a shame. I don't think that, see, because I'm a member of the birth community, and so as a doula, I have a lot of people who give me their opinions rather unsolicited about my job and about birth. And one thing that I've noticed is that people feel really strongly one way or the other about birth. And I'm not really that person. Like, to me, it's not about what type of birth you have that makes a good birth experience. It's about how you're treated, and I don't think that they are mutually exclusive. Like, I don't think that if you want to have a good birth, it means that you don't want a healthy baby. And I think that a lot of people kind of accuse people who want to have an unmedicated birth of not caring if their baby's healthy or not, which is, bullshit. And it works vice versa. Like, some of the crazy earthy birthers who are like, yeah, you should be having your baby in the woods with the animals. And they aren't willing to accept that for some people that's not okay, and they don't want that. And they really want the epidural, and like, that's their prerogative, it's their birth. So yeah, for me, for my body, for my baby, I want to have an unmedicated birth. And my thought behind that is that, one, I've done it, and yeah, it hurt a lot, but it was okay, and it was manageable, and when it was done, I felt fabulous. I was really nervous about losing control over myself, and I felt like if I had an epidural, then I wouldn't be able to like get up and move if I wanted to, or walk, or stomp the halls, and so for me it was really, not something I wanted to do. Also, another reason that I wanted to have a natural birth is because I'd spent like 9 months worrying over Tylenol, right? And so when I got into the hospital, I didn't want to suddenly be like, well, we're at the end, like, load me up. So the only thing I did was the gas, and oh my god, the gas was like my best friend. I sounded like Darth Vader on it, and I was like 8 centimeters making stupid jokes because I was higher than a kite. But the gas is the one intervention that doesn't cross the placenta, and it doesn't affect baby at all, and you can't overdose, and 20 seconds after you take a breath of it, like your last breath, it's gone, like it's out of your system. So boy, I love that gas. The difference that I'm seeing in the care of a midwife is that I don't feel rushed at all in my appointments. Midwives here are covered by the Alberta healthcare, so we don't pay for them. They're not out of pocket. They're fully covered. So they're hard to get into though, but I was lucky because I know some and kind of had a few calls made, and next thing I knew it's patients. That's perfect. I've noticed that it's much more collaborative. They're very highly trained, and so are doctors, of course, but midwives training really focuses on just a natural birth, and this is how it works, and they're trained to recognize when something's not okay, and they refer immediately to the hospital if something's not okay. So I'm really liking the personal connection though, like the fact that these 4 women who are following me, 2 of them will be at my birth, absolutely guaranteed. 2 of them will be there. And I like that I spend half an hour at every single appointment talking about everything. It's not just a walk-in, get weighed, blood pressure, measure yourself, and then you're done. It's like you go in and you talk about how was your month, or your last couple weeks, or what's changed, or how are you feeling about the upcoming birth, or what are you thinking about this test. They can fully prescribe any medication that I might need during pregnancy, as long as it's pregnancy related. We're not doing a home birth, we're doing a birth center birth, quite frankly because we have pets, and I'm sure that if I were in labor with our pets walking around, like we have 2 dogs and 2 cats, and they would probably want in on the action, and I don't want that. I want to be able to like just relax and be myself and not worry about the mess or the blood, or you know, having like a slightly cluttered house and be like, oh, I really should have cleaned, you know, my wall or something when I'm in the middle of labor. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also having a doula come. She's actually my friend. She's one of the trainers in my area, and she's brilliant. Like, I love her. So our intention is to go to the birth center kind of early, and then we're going to walk to Starbucks and just hang out at Starbucks for a bit and, you know, have a tea, and when it's time for me to really buckle down and focus, it'll be back to the birth center. We're also bringing our daughter to the birth. So that should be really interesting because she's like 6.5. The reason that I want her to come is because I want to normalize the experience for her. Birth doesn't have to be scary, and it's nothing like it is on TV. And I'm a pretty quiet birther, if my last birth is any indication. So yeah, she's gonna come, and we actually made the decision this week that we're gonna let her announce what the baby is when it's born. So she's gonna be the first one to like say, you know, I have a little brother, I have a little sister, and my husband was like, well, what if I see the baby's junk when it's born? And I'm like, then you don't say anything. You let her say it. But she's really looking forward to that, and I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, that's kind of it. So anyway, I'll do a quick shot of the belly. It's not changed at all, so I'm not going to show naked belly this time. It's just going to be, you know, in clothing. So anyway, I'll do a quick shot of it. So it's still pretty little, right there, teeny, teeny, tiny, but it's cute, and I quite like it. The baby's been moving lots, but they're head up right now, so I'm mostly getting kicked in the cervix, which is fabulous, and it's not very fun. Not very fun when I'm trying to work, and I'm just getting like this dick, 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 dick all down low. But yeah, that's about it. So tune in next week, and I think I'm gonna go over my kind of more detailed birth story from the last time, and what I'm hoping for this time coming up. So that'll be my topic. Anyway, I hope to see you next week, and my husband tells me that I should tell everyone to thumb up the video. I don't know what that means. So anyway, if you like it, please say so. Talk to you later. Bye.